नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादिसतायिने गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी Shiva Jaya Jaya Gora Chande Arati Ka Shobha Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Ka Shobha Janavi Tatavane Jagamana Loba Janavita Javane Jagamana Loba Badaki Tacha Kame Gadadara Kibadaki Chan Pamegadadara Nikateya Dvaita Shini Vasa Chakradara Nikateya Dvaita Shrini Vasa Chakradara Basi Ate Gora Chan Ratna Semasane Viva Basi Ate Gora Chan Ratna Semasane Arati Karena Brahma Adi Devagane Arati Karena Brahma आदिदेव गाए नारायणि करी चमर दुलाया किवनारायणि करी चमर दुलाया संजय मुकुंद वासु कोशाधिकाया संजय मुकुंद वासु कोशाधिकाया शिव शंकर बजे घंटा बजे बजे करताला मधुरा मृदंग बजे परम रसाला मधुरा मृदंग बजे परम रसाला शंख बजे कंठ बजे मधुर 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 बजे शंख बजे कंठ बजे मधुर 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 बजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे शंख बजे घंटा बजे मधुर 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 बाजे शंख बजे घंट बजे मधुर 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 बजे गौर हरिब 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 गौर हरिब निताय गौर हरिब 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 गौर हरिब कि बाबाऊ कति चन्द्रजिनी वदन उज्वाला काला देशे वनमाला করে জলমালা ভালা দেশে বানামালা করে জলমালা শিব শিব সুখনারদা প্রেমে গদা Bhakti Vinoda Deke Gaurara Sampada Bhakti Vinoda Deke Gaurara Sampada Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna. We have a Honda Civic parked in a handicapped spot and it's occupying 2 spaces. SBN 8997. Can you please park it properly? Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha. Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Jagannatha Prabhu Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Nitai Gaura Sundar Jaya Gaura Hari Nitai Gaura Sundar Jaya Gaura Hari. Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudeva 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 Jaya Gurudeva.
जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्टाचार्य अष्टोदक श्रीमद श्री अभय चरणारविंद ए श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय हो। जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्टाचार्य अष्टोदक श्रीमद श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज परम गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद जी की जय हो। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय हो। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय हो। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय हो। जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन धाम की जय हो। वृंदावन मथुरा द्वारकापुरी धाम की जय हो। नीलाचल क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय हो। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माता जी की जय हो। श्री श्री राधा माधव जी की जय हो। श्री गौरा निताय की जय हो। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद जी की जय हो। ऑल ग्लोरी टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज, हरे कृष्ण। ऑल ग्लोरी टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज, हरे कृष्ण। ऑल ग्लोरी टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज, हरे कृष्ण। ऑल ग्लोरी, ऑल ग्लोरी, ऑल ग्लोरी, श्री गुरु एंड गौरंगा।
नमस्ते प्रहलाद लाददायिने प्रहलाद हिरण्या कशिपूर्वक्ष हिरण्या कशिपूर्वक्ष शिलटंका शिलटंका बहिर्नरसिंह हृदय बहिर्नरसिंह हृदय नरसिंह नरसिंह मदे नरसिंह मदीं शरणं प्रपद्ये तब कर कमल बरे अद्भुत दलिता हिरण्य कशिपु ताम केशवदेता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तब नरसिंहदेव सर्वाद विघ्नाशकारी नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय। भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। ताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।
Welcome to ISKCON Baltimore, New Kulinagram Dham, aboard of Sri Sri Nitai Gaur Sundar, Sri Sri Radha Madhav, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, our dear Giriraj Ji, and our dear most Srila Prabhupada. Few announcements. Let's give a big round of applause to our pujaris for addressing the Lord so beautifully. All the Matajis who prepared the garland, let's hear for them also one time. We have two Sundays feast sponsors, and I would like to invite them to come and take blessing of the Lord. First sponsor is Swapna Pureti Mataji for her son Ankit Pureti's birthday. Swapna Mataji, are you here? So I guess they are not here. So let's chant Hare Krishna for them one time, the birthday. Is that Swapna Mataji? No, the other Swapna Mataji. Are you Swapna Mataji? Oh, no, okay. I was saying that you're Swapna Mataji, okay. So let's chant Hare Krishna loudly for them one time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And our second sponsor is none other than Dr. Shankarlal Gupta and Surabhi Mataji. I believe they are also not here. They just sponsoring to get blessings from Lord Krishna. So let's chant Hare Krishna for them also one time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So next announcement, as you must be knowing, our grand celebration is coming closer. That will complete 50 years of Nitai Gaur Sundar in Baltimore. So we are doing a celebration on 5th, 6th and 7th of July. So we have events starting from Harinam, we have Kirtan in the temple, we also have a special Chandan Yatra, and the most awaited one is Mahabhishek of big Gaur Nitai. That Gaur Nitai you see here, we'll have Mahabhishek here happening in those 3 days. So one day will be Harinam, one day Chandan Yatra, then we'll also have Adhivas before starting of all the programs. So we'll be posting all the details on our website and as well as Facebook and WhatsApp group. So please stay posted for that. Also, most of you have known that this year our Lord Jagannath didn't go to New York. But we are very pleased to announce that we will be participating in a Queen's Rath Yatra, and we are going to go on August 17th. And I believe Nilmada Prabhu had posted already. We are taking a bus from here, and Lord is going from here on August 17th. We will be leaving early morning 6 o'clock, and we will be going to Queen's Rath Yatra, and then we will come back by 9 o'clock in the evening. So those devotees who like to register themselves for going for that bus trip, please contact Adokshit Prabhu or myself, let us know. First bus is almost full, so hurry up, we might only take 2 buses. So hurry up to get your spot. Yes. Oh. Also, many devotees must have seen and heard about Krishna House that we have there, 119 Bloomsbury Avenue. We have Karthikeya Prabhu, who is the coordinator of Krishna House. I would like to actually invite him to just let us know a little bit activities of the Krishna House, please.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Welcome all to Sunday Feast. First of all, I'd like to start with asking you all if you have any questions about what the Krishna House might be. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, guess not. Okay, so Krishna House is this really sweet program in which it's an ashram program. So we go out to the universities to meet students that might be interested in spirituality and bhakti yoga. And then we teach them about bhakti yoga in alignment with Srila Prabhupada's teachings, right? So we've started, I've been here for a month, and we started a Taco Tuesday program in which the program goes as follows. We start with a slow kirtan, then we have introduction icebreakers where we get to know the students and everybody else. And then we have a topic to discuss. This week's topic is going to be growth through pain. So for us to not try to avoid adversity and avoid inconvenience and pain, but actually see that it's an opportunity for us to grow through that pain. Because as we know, the material world is full of suffering, right? Just the nature of it. So we're bound to feel pain, but better to feel pain in the pursuance of connection with Krishna rather than experience pain walking away from Krishna. So yeah, this is what we do there. And right now we have one program, like I said, on Tuesdays, and 5 days a week we go out to the universities to distribute flyers and books. And the Krishna House is always open for people that want to come and hang out and lounge and discuss. Today we had Nick come and spend some time there. And yeah, we just had some nice discussion, read Nectar of Instruction, and kind of just hung out. So this is a space that's open. So I think that's all I could share for now. But thank you.
It's 119 Bloomsbury Avenue, just right in front of the school. Thank you, bro. So I think that's all for the announcements. So let me introduce today's speaker, Prem Dham Prabhu. Also there is a Harrisburg Rath Yatra. Sorry, I missed that. So on July 20th, there is a Rath Yatra in the City Island in Harrisburg. So we are not taking a bus over there, but we will be going over there. And, you know, they have a nice, sweet, nice program on the island. You know, just go around the island and there is a nice program. There is a cultural marketplace, nice prasad, live kirtan. I know Yatin Pro, you like kirtan. So I welcome all the devotees. Please come participate in the Rath Yatra of Harrisburg. Thank you. So let me introduce today's speaker. Our today's speaker is Prem Dham Prabhu. Prem Dham Prabhu is a dear disciple of Vaisheshika Prabhu. Prem Dham Prabhu is also a great scholar. He's a scientist and very, very learned. So let's give big round of applause and welcome our today's speaker, His Grace, Prem Dham Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Let's try that once again. Hare Krishna. Okay, that was better than the first time. So, yes, as Prabhuji was saying, my name is Prem Dham Das. And for those, anybody here for the first time? Coming here, new? not been to ISKCON, any ISKCON in the world? No? Okay. Everybody knows ISKCON? The International Society for Krishna Consciousness, as Prabhupada had said it for us. Prabhupada is the founder Acharya. He's sitting on that ornate seat in the back, for those who don't know about it. But yes, Prabhupada said the National Society for Krishna Consciousness. So whenever we start by singing this one Kirtan, Jai Radha Madhav. Prabhupada would always sing it before any class he gave. And it tells us about the relationships that Krishna has in the spiritual world. Because without relationships, there is not much taste in any activity we do. It's always a relationship that we are looking for in every action. Kartos, another kartos. They look like the blunt ones. Okay. Thank you. You all can see the screen. Yes, that's good. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodhanandana Brijjana Ranjana 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 Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jai. Okay. So before we begin, we say our prayers to our teachers. We all need teachers at every stage of our life. Without teachers, we can never ever move forward, especially in the spiritual life, because it's a downwards process. It's not like I can raise my hand and grasp the knowledge. It has to come down. It has to descend to me. It has to descend to me, and the only qualification that I have is sincerity and humility. Without that, it's hard to get the knowledge, get the mercy of your teacher. So we'll just recite this one verse. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Okay, before we begin, happy Father's Day to everyone. Okay, happy Father's Day. And it's, I just put a picture of Krishna bringing his shoes, bringing the shoes of his father, Nand Maharaj, to him. And it sometimes becomes a bit of a confusion, because in the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Aham Bija Pradapita, I'm the seed-giving father of every living entity in this world. And then suddenly we come to Srimad Bhagavatam and we see these loving relationship Krishna has with his father. Then you start thinking, hey, well, what's going on here? Any thoughts on this? Anybody? What's happening? Why Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He himself says, I am the seed-giving father of everybody, and there he is picking up shoes for Nand Maharaj. What's going on here? Anybody, any thoughts? Please speak. This is going to be an interactive discussion today. Anybody, any thoughts? There's no wrong thoughts. Yeah, that's a very good point. Yes, loving relationship between Krishna and his devotees. So Nand Maharaj is his devotee. And Krishna prefers that, Anybody knows how does Krishna enter in Bhagavad Gita? When does the first instance happen in Bhagavad Gita of Krishna coming in, any remote instance? So does anybody remember how does Krishna come into the picture in Bhagavad Gita? What is he doing? Yes. He's coming as a charioteer. And same in Srimad Bhagavatam. In Srimad Bhagavatam also Krishna comes in as a charioteer. When the Bhagavatam starts, when Ashwathama has, he's trying to kill the Parikshit Maharaj, who's the last in the lineage of Arjun and the Pandavas. He wants to kill him, and so what's the incident happens is that Arjun asks Krishna, take out the chariot and we'll go and find Ashwathama and kill him. So Krishna always wants to serve his devotees. So it's a very paradoxical relationship that Krishna has with his devotees. That he wants to serve them, and then the devotees wants to serve him. They don't want anything from him in return. And so Krishna is our father, and having a loving relationship with Krishna is the true essence of Bhakti Yoga. That's what Prabhupada came to preach all over the world. Irrespective of wherever we come from, whatever country we are born in, whatever accent we have, skin tone, irrespective gender, whatever it may be, Prabhupada taught us that Krishna's love is unbiased for every single living entity. But as I said, the only prerequisite is that we have to be sincerely looking for it. Otherwise, it does not happen. Millions and millions of people just live their lives. They don't even know anything about spirituality. And if you just go and tell them, they say, I already know it. Mahatma Prabhu, he's one of Prabhupada's disciples. He says that there are 4 words that block all your knowledge. Do you want me to tell you that 4 words? No, I don't think you all want to know it. It's not loud enough. Anybody? Yeah, what are the 4 words? You all want to know it or not? First tell me that. Okay, I see some shaking heads, I'll take that. So Mahatma Prabhu says, the 4 words is, I already know that. That blocks all your knowledge. I already know that. We can never know everything. Only Krishna can know everything. So happy Father's Day to all of you. So what I wanted to do today was, before I begin, everybody knows about Srimad Bhagavatam here. Anybody who does not know what Srimad Bhagavatam is? Everybody knows about Srimad Bhagavatam. It's different from Bhagavad Gita. I know many people mistake Srimad Bhagavatam to be Bhagavad Gita. Srimad Bhagavatam is a more elaborate scripture on Bhakti Yoga, a book of wisdom. It has 18,000 verses in it. And it exemplifies what Krishna spoke as a philosophy in Bhagavad Gita. So it's a much bigger book. So what I wanted to do today was just bring out some stories from Srimad Bhagavatam for all of us, and by which we can focus and we can direct our purpose and focus in bhakti much better. So let's see, where am I? Yes. So, okay, you can see the first slide. Yes, so I put it as that attitudes that invite bhakti faster. That's the title of my topic today. And but before we do that, people want to come forward. We'll do a small experiment. Just please come forward. There's a lot of space in the front. People keep coming in the back, so it'll be good if you just want to scoot forward a few inches. Just makes it easier for other people who come in. Thank you. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, we are given this encouragement that from wherever we are in our lives, we can begin the process of bhakti, spiritual life, and we can progress in there. As I was saying, it's irrespective of wherever we are in our lives, we can progress from there in our spiritual life. That's the beauty of the philosophy given in Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam, that it gives a very user-friendly spirituality, as I like to say it. It's user-friendly. It's not that you have to be somewhere before you pick it up. Anybody can pick up, and the best thing on the cherry on the pie is that there are Prabhupada's purports in all the books that he has written. He's translated into English. So that makes it even more better. But then wherever we are, anybody can pick the Bhagavatam and they start reading it and can change their life. It can transform their life completely. Right? We all have these interactions in this material world, right? And Bhagavad Gita kind of classifies that into the 3 modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. All our relationship, whatever we are doing in this material world can easily be classified in one of these 3 modes. Right? And that's what association means. So we're associating this world through the 3 modes. Right? And that's why they're called gunas. And the other meaning of the word guna, other than the material modes, is rope. It binds us. It binds us. And Prabhupada would very often, frequently in his purports, use the word acquire, that we acquire these modes during our process. Whatever you want to become, you hang out with them, and you will surely become that. And Prabhupada would give that example of being a drunkard quite often. If you want to be a drunkard, you hang out with a few drunkards, and they'll teach you everything you don't need to know about drinking. Which place, where you get it the cheapest, where is the best quality, how much you need to drink to be at the perfect level of intoxication. They'll give you all the knowledge. So similarly, when we want to progress in spiritual life, when we have some very basic questions, why am I suffering? I didn't sign up for this. So when we have those basic questions and we start inquiring sincerely, then answers are forthcoming. They come to us. They come to all of us. And that's the beauty of this. Right? Obviously, you are passion and ignorance, but mode of goodness is the best. That's the best place to be in. Mode of goodness is where we have enough clarity for us to progress. Otherwise, we are always disturbed. Just like smoke, that's always disturbing us, right? So one should not lament. Whatever situation we are in, we can progress from there. We can take it forward, and we can get purified. And that's what Shukadev Goswami, who's the speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam, he points that out in the 2nd chapter of Bhagavatam. He says, Kirata Hunandra Pulinda Pulkasha, Abhira Sumba Yavanakashadaya, Yannecha Papa Apashra Ashraya, and Shuddhyanti Tasmai Parabhavishvame Namaha. That wherever, and he gives a lot of names there, like he says Pulinda are the Greeks, and a lot of people. So he brings out a lot of people from different regions in the world, and he says anybody anywhere can easily pick it up and move forward with the Srimad Bhagavatam and get that knowledge. Right? And Shukadeva Goswami also says in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Akama sarva kamoka moksha kamo dharadi. Whatever you want, you just come to Krishna. And eventually Krishna will figure it out for you. He'll arrange it for you in a way that you could take it home and relish it in the right way, in the mode of goodness. So Shukadeva Goswami gives us that clear directive. Whatever it may be, akama, you might have no desires. Sarva kama, you might have all the desires. You might have moksha kama, desire to be liberated. Whatever you need, Bhagavatam has that, and you surrender to Krishna, and then eventually everything works out. That's the beauty of the Srimad Bhagavatam that's given to us, right? Whatever we are after, all our desires. Right, so I wanted to give you a few examples of some individuals whose attitudes, I really connect with, and then you all must have faced situations that they are facing in their lives, and you can take a message from them and then take it home and practice it, right? And that can help you develop Tivrena Bhakti. I said Bhakti faster, but if I translate it into Sanskrit, it means Tivrena Bhakti. So Tivrena, the word means is quick, Tivrena, fast. Bhakti means devotion. So how can you bring in that seriousness in your process of bhakti? That's what something I wanted to try out with you. And you can adopt all these moods as you move forward. Okay, so let's first answer a small quiz there. So what's going on in this picture? Anybody knows whose picture this is? Those who have a Srimad Bhagavatam and have read it probably should be able to identify it. Sorry? Kapila Dev and Devahuti. Yes, so Kapila Dev is the incarnation of Krishna, and Devahuti is his mother. Right? So what Devahuti is saying to Kapila Dev, that comes in the 3rd canto. She says, Nirvinna nitaram bhuman asad indriya tarshanat yena sambhava manena prapanna tamha prabhu. So what Devahuti said, I am very sick of the disturbance caused by my material senses. For because of this sense disturbance, my Lord, I have fallen into the abyss of ignorance. So just what do you think is the message that she's trying to give? And how can we take it in our lives? What do you think is something that I can pick up and relate to from this verse? Something that you can also connect with. Yeah, you brought out a good point. Yes, trying to protect ourselves. Or anything more specific, anything in anybody else's mind. So something very related to what Prabhuji just said, something close to that. And there's a word in there that also gives you a hint. No? Or do you want to give a try? Disturbance, yeah, that's a good word. What I liked in this phrase was the word sick. So that's one thing that I picked up from here. I'm sick and tired. That's a message that I got when I read this story again and again. It doesn't happen overnight that you read the story first time and the bulb goes on. It doesn't happen that way. It only happens in movies. So we all must have gone through at some point this thought that I'm sick and tired of everything going on around me, right? So this is the 3rd canto, 25th chapter. This is an amazing chapter. If ever you have time in your life, you can read this chapter over and over again. You can call in sick at work, and then you can read this chapter again and again. I'm not going to take it anymore. That's what she's saying. I'm not going to take it anymore. So it's a very interesting position. She's the mother of Kapila Dev, and she's calling him Prabhu, Lord, because she realizes who he is. And as I was saying earlier, you always need a teacher to guide you. Without a teacher, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's very, very hard, especially in this Kali Yuga that we are living in. It's near to impossible to make progress in bhakti without a teacher. So that's why Prabhupada, he himself coming from a lineage of teachers, he propagated that philosophy when he came to this country in 1965. That having the teacher kind of a concept, right? So Kapila Dev has come to this world to give a very specific knowledge, right? So he's one of the incarnations, as I said. So what is Devahuti saying is that Nirvinna Nitaram. So she's very disgusted, right? And we will see that with what is she disgusted, right? So she's speaking to her son. So what Prabhupada says, right? So if you see what she is being, so it's prapanna andham tamha prabhu. Because of this sense disturbance, right? Everybody understands what senses are, right? Okay, I see some head shaking. Okay, all those senses. Right? Touch, taste, smell, those 5 senses, very conveniently located just around our face, most of them, ears, nose, tongue. So those senses are always disturbing us. Some people I meet when I'm on the street distributing books, they say, "Nah, I'm okay, I'm doing good." But then they go home and they have to take 10 different pills to feel better. So they're not okay. No, we're not okay. And there's no harm in accepting it. Being vulnerable is one of the important principles. Either you go to management, people in the corporate world, they always say, being vulnerable is a sign of a leader. But then in bhakti also, just understanding that I don't know everything, and I need help. So those kind of things, if we have that sincerity and humility, then we can come out of this disturbance this material world is causing us. And Krishna also speaks about this in the 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that how can you overcome this disturbance? He gives a very crisp principle of peace. He says, Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram suhirdam sarva bhutanam gyatva mam shantim rachyati. Shantim, peace, as we all know. And what he says, Bhoktaram yagya tapasam, that I am the enjoyer of all the sacrifices you're doing. Sarva loka maheshwaram, that I am the proprietor of whatever you see, all the material creations. Suhirdam sarva dehinam. So I am your well-wisher. If you see, Prabhupada used to always sign his letters by saying your ever well-wisher, because Prabhupada he's a pure devotee and he's a messenger of Krishna himself directly. So he's also a well-wisher just like Krishna to everybody. So Krishna says that in the 5th chapter, last verse, 29th verse, right? So devotional service means to use our senses in the right purpose, and that's what's disturbing Devahuti right now. That her senses are in the wrong place. She's using them for a wrong purpose. And they have been disturbing us. And that's the challenge. But then the important part of this is that she's surrendering to Krishna. Throughout Bhagavatam, you will see that there'll be so many instances of different devotees coming to the picture. But at the end, they all surrender to Krishna. They understand the vulnerability that they're going through. And they are able to surrender to Krishna. Right? Prabhupada used to give a very good story that as long as we use our senses for the right purpose, we'll always be happy. The enjoyment will be there. Otherwise, the enjoyment is not there. And Prabhupada would give the story that how once the hand, the legs, the eyes, the tongue, they all went on a strike. They say we give food to the stomach and the stomach enjoys it. We do the hard work. And they said, we'll go on strike. Okay, one day, they're still standing strong, the hand, the legs, the eyes. By the time 3rd day, because there's no food that's gone to the stomach, they're not energetic, they start feeling weak. And the eye says, oh my God, I'm feeling dizzy. And then they again have a meeting. And then they say, oh, it looks like we were doing the right thing. We were giving food to the stomach, and then the stomach would give us energy. And then they realize that. So similarly, my hand, right? Right now, my hand is a part of me. And I tell my hand, move forward, move back, grab this, grab that. But the moment my hand falls apart from my hand, it does not listen to me. And it's of no use to anybody. Just like if you have a huge machine, right? Let's say there's a huge machine that's going on. If you look at just this, a simple machine, a mic. But if one screw falls off this machine, right? That screw is of no use. You can't even sell it for 5 cents on eBay. But as long as it's a part of this mic, it's doing a valuable process. It's an integral part of a valuable principle of, accentuating my voice. But as long as when it falls apart, you might see it on the street. You might see so many different screws lying around the street, and they're of no use. So as long as we are a part of what Krishna wants us to do, of using our senses for the right purpose, till then, we'll be happy. The moment we distract from there, unhappiness comes into our life. That's why, service is the most important part, as Prabhupada has told us. Service to others. The moment our mind is thinking about how to do good to others, it's happy, it's content. The moment it starts thinking, how can I do good to myself, then it's a never-ending process. You can do a billion things to keep yourself happy. Just to give you some statistics, I read a report of a couple of years ago. In 2020, when COVID hit, can you imagine how much donation was given just in the United States? Give me a number, just random, give me a number, think of a number. How much money was spent in donations, charity? Oh, okay, that crosses my Huh? Oh, that's on the lower end. Okay, I'll tell you, it's 500 billion. Just in 2020 alone, $500 billion were given in charity within US. I'm just talking about this country alone. And you'll be even surprised to know further that out of the top 25 billionaires took account of the major chunk of it, $200 billion, were the top 25 billionaires giving charity. Because they have understood. Obviously, it could be for many different reasons, not necessarily that they are becoming spiritual. It could be for other reasons that they think that, oh, when I give charity, my popularity increases, people see the softer side of me, and so on and so forth. But they know the importance of giving charity. So that's what Krishna is asking us. That's what he asks us through Bhagavad Gita, service. That's what Prabhupada propagated in all his books. If you are feeling this sense of being sick and tired, just for a minute, try to think, how can I do good to others? How can I be in a loving relationship with others? Loving relationship doesn't mean you have to be subservient to others. Loving relationship just means that this is what I bring to the table. You can bring whatever you want to, but this is what I bring. I bring love to the table. And that's the beautiful part of it. It's not dependent on what the other person is doing to you. So somebody might ask, does that mean I have to love my boss? My boss is such a pain. No, you don't have to love them per se, but you can bring love when you come to meet them. You don't have to come with the same negativity probably that they are coming to you with. So that's what Krishna teaches us, and that's what Devahuti is presenting here. She's exemplifying. If you are sick and tired of this world, just present yourself in a loving relationship. Just try to think for once that how can I be of help to others? And then immediately that sick and tiredness will go away. And that's what Kapila Muni taught to Devahuti. Right? Because throughout Bhagavad Gita, and the beauty is that I was saying earlier, the Srimad Bhagavatam puts in example what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. Right? So Krishna says in the 5th chapter again, Yehi samsparsha bhoga dukkha yona evate. That dukkha yoni means womb. So when samsparsha bhoga, sparsha you means touch. The moment we get in interactions with this material world, we touch it per se, what happens? Dukkha is born. It's a yoneya. So when Krishna says yoneya, it's born. The moment we try to interact with this material world with that selfish attitude. So Prabhupada never taught us to reject everything. He said to use it in the right way. Sarvopadhi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam. Rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktir uchyate. That the best service is where you can use your senses for the right purpose. He's not like Prabhupada, Krishna, nobody's asking us to give them up. You can continue to do and live a life interacting with this world, but in a way which is very positive, which is enriching for us and enriching for others also. And the moment an intelligent person understands that the moment we are using the senses for ourselves, that's where the problem begins. That's where the misery comes in. And it can go on for lifetime after lifetime. Lifetimes people have spent just going through this process. Now it doesn't happen, but in the 1970s, a lot of, there was unions, right? There were unions, and they used to go on strike. We won't work. But eventually they had to go back to work. So similarly, we can't give up our work, but we can repurpose it for something better. That's what Prabhupada has given us. You can run if somebody is running after you. You can hide in the broom closet, but that's only for some time. You cannot stay there forever. You have to come out. You have to interact back again, right? But then the important part that Devahuti is exemplifying is that we go out and ask Krishna, how can I be of service? Can you please help me? And then Krishna from within our heart, he exemplifies, he tells us, okay, this is the right way, Prem Dham, this is what you have to do, right? You can hear to news 24/7, and you can be in a state of shock and anxiety. On the other hand, you can read Bhagavatam and be in a state of happiness. It's a choice you make by yourself, right? So we understand that only Krishna can give us that happiness that we are looking for. Okay? And from this kind of frustration that Devahuti is presenting here, they come some very teachable moments. We can learn from frustration. Prabhupada said in his book, Light of Bhagavad, there's a thin book that he wrote before even coming to the United States. He said that frustration is it can be the door to enlightenment. How? When you understand, why am I being frustrated? So instead of asking the question why, asking the question, what is the lesson in it for me? And then automatically that frustration becomes a source of enlightenment for me. Instead of why, ask, what's the lesson in it for me? Okay, so that's the first message that I picked up from the Srimad Bhagavatam. The next one, okay, let's see. What's the story going on here? Who knows? Somebody? Okay, Narad Muni is there. Who else is there? No, that's not Prahlad. Dhruva. Dhruva Maharaj. So, for those who don't know the context, let me just give you a brief context. Dhruv, he was a king's son. His father, he had his mother and a stepmother. He had a stepmother also, and the stepmother was a favorite of the father. So the stepmother's son was sitting in the father's lap, and Dhruv also wanted to sit in his lap, in the father's lap. So he started climbing his father, and said, "Oh, I will sit in your lap." But the stepmother, Suruchi, she pulled him away. She said, "No, you cannot sit in his lap. That's a place for my son." And that really frustrated Dhruv Maharaj. But Dhruva was a Kshatriya by nature. Kshatriyas are, strong, passionate, and so he was really passionate, and he got very angry. And then, even to fuel that anger further, what his stepmother said to him was that, "Hey, you in this life you're not going to be able to sit in your father's lap. You'll have to take birth again. Go and meditate on God, and go and search for God, and then probably He might be merciful enough to give you a birth in your next life that you're able to, sit in the lap of a king." And that really annoyed Dhruv. And what did he do? He was crying. The Bhagavatam says that his tears, they were like burning. He was burning in anger. So he went to his mother, his real mother, Suniti, and he said, "Oh, this is what happened. And my stepmother, she said that you cannot sit in his lap. You have to go search for God, and then only you'll be able to come and sit in your father's lap." And just telling him that you're not fortunate enough. That was his stepmother's way to tell him. And so he asked his mother then, "Okay, no, where is God? I want to find him. I want to fix this problem right now." And she said, she was a very simple woman. She said, "I've heard that you can find God by going and sitting in the forest and meditating on him." And he said, "Okay, I'll go and do that." Okay. So let's see a verse that comes in. This is coming from the 4th canto. So the last verse I said was from the 3rd canto. This is the 4th canto. So now what happens is that he is going into the forest and he meets his guru, whose guru is Narad Muni. Right? So if you really want a guru like Narad Muni, you have to have that intense determination that Dhruv Maharaj had. Otherwise, it's a reciprocal. Right? You have to have that intensity and desire. Narad Muni meets him. Narad Muni is he's an amazing devotee. He tells him, "Hey boy, go back home. You're just a 5-year-old kid in the forest. There are animals. They're going to eat you up." He said, so what does Dhruv Maharaj say? He says, "Sadhuji, I really like what you're saying, but I don't care. I want to find God. I have to go to the forest." And that's what impressed Narad Muni. And now what Narad Muni was doing was he was testing his determination, testing Dhruv's determination. And then when he was sure, okay, this boy is determined, then he gives him the principle, how he can meditate on Krishna. He gave him a mantra, and then he helped him in the whole process. Right? So let's see, where did Dhruv Maharaj, what is he starting with? Okay, so I'll read that verse. "O learned Brahman, I want to occupy a position more exalted than any yet achieved within the 3 worlds by anyone, even by my father and grandfather. If you will oblige, kindly advise me of an honest path to follow, by which I can achieve the goal of my life." So, okay, now another quick question. What do you think is the message coming from this? What do you think was going on in Dhruv's mind when he wanted to rush to the forest and meditate? What was he thinking about? And you can even get some answers from this verse. Any thought? Just whatever comes to your mind. Try it. Sorry, I didn't hear you, Mataji. Yes, he had that intense desire. Anybody else? What else do you think he's thinking about? What would you be thinking, that you're frustrated, you have been humiliated, and you have this intense passion in you, and you're trying to, what would you be thinking? Yes. Yeah, that's a beautiful word. You said show, So the message that I got from this is, I will show them. That's the message Dhruv Maharaj was going forward with. I will show them. I will get a kingdom bigger than my father and my grandfather. And then I'll come back and show them that you didn't let me sit in my father's lap, and I'm going to do that. I will show them. And so never underestimate the power of I will show them. If you really want to get fired up, this is the perfect emotion to have. Somebody comes and tells you, you cannot do it, and you say, I will show them by doing it. Right? And whatever amount of effort it might take. Right? So his statement, this is in the 4th canto that's coming in. So now somebody might say, okay, this is a very materialistic position. He's looking for something very materialistic. Right? Then it's obvious. He's saying, I want a kingdom bigger than my father and my grandfather. But that's fine, right? But by the time he meditates and he meets Krishna, his desire for revenge has gone away. Right? As I mentioned, there was a verse in the beginning, and I'll keep repeating it. Akama sarva kamova mokshkama udharadi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Whatever your desire may be, you come to Krishna. Because only Krishna can solve the problem. Otherwise, we can go to demigods. Krishna talks about demigods in the 7th chapter and in the 9th chapter. And he keeps telling us, whatever if you go to demigods, you will get what they can offer. I cannot go to probably a general store or to a departmental store, 7-Eleven, and ask for a car there. I'll never get a car because that's not the capacity they have. So we go to the source of everything to get the answer. So what happened when Dhruv Maharaj went? So Krishna, again, coming back to Bhagavad Gita and kind of bridging Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam here. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says this in the 7th chapter. It comes in the 16th verse. Chatur vidha bhajante mam jana sukriti no arjuna. Artho jigyasur artha arthi jnani cha bhartarshaba. That there are 4 kind of people that approach me. Right? So he talks about they are people who are, chatur vidha bhajante mam. Chatur vidha, yeah. So he says jnani, who are intelligent, who are looking for knowledge. They are people who are in need of money. They are people who are in distress. Right? So he tells about all these kind of people. But when they come to me, then I can figure it out for them. What do they need actually? Right? I may want a million things, but I might not. I just need a few. Just like if you're hungry and you're saying, Krishna, please give me something to eat. Please give me something to eat. And you are shaking a tree, but the tree has no fruits on it. And in the meantime, in a nearby tree, there's a mango tree and a mango falls down. But you keep shaking that tree. No, Krishna, this is what I want. Then Krishna cannot help you. Because Krishna knows best what we know, what we want. So instead of trying to shake a tree without fruits or with the fruit that you specifically want, you just leave it to Krishna. But Krishna, I'll just depend on you. Whatever you want to give me, I'll take that and move from there. So make no mistake that the desire that Dhruv Maharaj had was based on revenge. Right? That is what got him going. He was not lusty, you wouldn't call him lusty, but he wanted something very specific, a kingdom bigger than it. Right? But then, by the association of a devotee Narad Muni, by association of a devotee, he was purified enough, and when Krishna personally came to him, everything was clear to him. He says, there's a verse in Bhagavatam that he says that I was looking for shards of glass, and here's a jewel right sitting in front of me when Krishna comes to see him. And all the knowledge is revealed to him. So as I said in the beginning, wherever we are, irrespective of whatever background we have, whatever position we are in, whatever occupation we have, whatever parentage we have had, whatever country we're born in, we can pick up the Bhagavatam and progress from there. So that's what Krishna says. So Krishna knows how to fulfill our desires. He exactly knows how to fulfill it. And you all might have experiences, if you just be a bit more focused and look at your life, you all must have experiences where you can learn from them and see Krishna's hand in the picture there. Right? The best example personally I always look at is Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs starts a company in his garage and he converts it into $1 trillion company. And then he hires a CEO and the board of directors come in and they kick him out of the job. They say, we don't need you anymore, please leave. So just imagine what was he going through. But then he didn't just say, oh my God, why is this happening to me? He didn't cry about it. Right? He went and started a company that was even bigger than Apple at that time, Pixar. Pixar was the company that made Toy Story. That was the first animation movie that came in. So he started that, and then pretty soon Apple wanted him back because they didn't know how to run a company. Only it was his vision, and only he could run it right. So instead of being frustrated, if we go onto the right path and use that as a lesson for us, whatever situation we are in, we can progress. We can make our lives better. So instead of asking the question why, always ask the question, what is the lesson for me? And then everything works out. As long as we are there, that whatever Krishna gives us, we see it as his plan to bring me to the right stage, That's the way we look at everything that's happening to us. That's the sure shot method to get out of misery. Well, the sure shot method to get into misery is keep asking the question why. The moment you ask why, your mind jumps in and say, oh, you are a victim. People are mistreating you. They should have treated you better. You should have got this promotion. Your wife or your husband should have treated you better. That why question is a very tricky one. It's like a spiral. It brings you down to a mentality of victim. And once you are there, it's very hard to come out of it. So always ask, what's the lesson for me? And then you can learn from it and move forward, however bad it may be. So that's the beauty of it. Okay, in interest of time, I'll keep moving forward. I have a few messages, but whatever we're able to cover. Okay, this is a very interesting one. What is the story here? From the picture, tell me. Bharat Maharaj, yes. What is he doing? Can exactly anybody remembers the position he is in right now? Yes, he's remembering a deer. So just another, come on, I'll give give the context around the story. Bharat Maharaj, he was a king, a big king. At a very young age, he had developed a determination enough that he could leave everything and go to the forest to practice spirituality, practice bhakti yoga. Right? So has everything that you would want in a perfect devotee. Right? He had the patience, he had that intelligence, and then he was on a platform, about to reach the platform of pure love. And then what happens is in the forest, what happens is that he sees a fawn, a baby deer, all by itself. And his heart melts. How is this baby deer going to take care of himself? And he takes care of the baby deer. And now the baby deer, if you have all seen the picture of fawns, baby deers, they're very cute. So the baby deer keeps coming poking him when he's doing his fire sacrifice, or when he's sitting down to chant, or he's doing arti, or whatever he's doing. The baby deer keeps coming in and then distracting him. And it comes to a point where one day when the baby deer just goes missing, he starts to get concerned about the baby deer. So just imagine where he has come from. Had a kingdom, he had this, a retinue of soldiers, millions of dollars, well, no dollars at that time, probably, whatever. So he had a lot of money, everything there. He leaves everything and says, no, I'm going to look for Krishna. And he comes to a forest, and instead of Krishna, he's looking for a fawn, a baby deer. And that messes up everything for him. But the interesting part is that, Krishna never leaves his devotees. In the 9th chapter, Krishna says, Kaunteya pratijanahi name bhaktya pranashati. That Kaunteya, Arjun, you tell everybody that my devotee never perishes. Right? And he's telling Arjun to say it because everybody knows Krishna is a trickster. Now he can cheat, Like, for example, he says, I won't pick a weapon. And there when Bhishma Dev tries to kill Arjun, he picks up the chariot wheel. So that's Krishna. So, but he says, Arjun, you tell, everybody will believe you. So that's it. So Krishna is very merciful. So what happens is that Bharat Maharaj, when he leaves his body thinking about the deer, in the next life he becomes a deer. But the interesting part was that he remembers what he had gone through in his last life. And he's really frustrated. He said, what a mess I have made of it. And then he goes to the place where he was meditating in his last life, and he spends his rest of the days there. And then he's born as Jada Bharat. Okay? And Jada Bharat he was sure, dead sure, no messing around with this world. I know exactly what I'm looking for. So we'll read a verse where Bharat Maharaj is expressing his thoughts there. It's coming from the 5th canto. Although in the body of a deer, Bharat Maharaj, due to his rigid devotional service in his past, could understand the cause of his birth in that body. Considering his past and present life, he constantly repented his activities, speaking in the following way. I haven't included that verse, but if you're interested, 5.8.29, that's a verse that you can always go back and further read. Okay, what do you think is the message coming from this one? What would be a mindset of a person who's really repenting for a mistake he or she has made? What would her mindset be? Yes. Try a rebound. Yes, that's a good one. Anything else? Not to make the same mistake again. Yes. So I like saying it, never again. Yes, so the message coming here was, never again. We all must have been in a situation, well, let me ask you, you have been in a situation where you thought, I don't want to do this ever again. You all have been? Anybody been there? Nobody? Yeah. That's good. Yes. Yeah, we all have been there at some point of our lives. I don't want to be there again. But then it's not that, okay, yeah, once I said it, it becomes, no, we keep going back. Sometimes we go back there again and then start thinking. But when that intelligence matures in us, then we never go back again. And that's what the situation of Bharat Maharaj was. He was a king. He had renounced everything. Then what happens is that he becomes a deer. But then after a deer, he comes back as a human being. But this time he said, never again. I'm not going to make that mistake again, what I did when I was Bharat King Bharat. And I'm going to now live my life in a way that is perfectly conducive to my spiritual growth. Right? He didn't care what anybody said to him. He lived a life as if he was the dumbest person on this earth. That was the position of Bharat Maharaj. Right? No more messing around with anything. Only Krishna consciousness. And that's the resolve in the heart of a pure devotee. Prabhupada, like a Prabhupada. He had nothing in his heart except Krishna consciousness. 24/7. And recently, the ISKCON movement suffered a big loss. We had His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj leave us. And there was a video that was going around where he was seen, doing arti in his sleep. So that's a pure devotee there. When pure devotee 24/7, he's thinking about bhakti, right? So that's one of the quintessential attitudes of Srimad Bhagavatam, wherein Krishna wants us to develop this attitude that never again. You have been through so many lives, millions and millions of lives. You have gone through the same thing again and again, chewing this chewed again and again. News. There's nothing new in news. You might all be watching news. There's nothing new in news. It's only the same thing happening to a different person. That's all what news is. Right? So we all, but still going back. There's a 24-hour cycle. When I was a kid, there was only one news. That also for half an hour. I think once a week or something. And now you have 24 hours. So they have to create news. They have to sensationalize everything. Right? But on the other hand, if we develop an attitude, never again, I don't want to go through all this again, then we can easily pick up, not blaming anybody or anything or any situation, taking responsibility and take it from there. That's what Bharat Maharaj exemplifies. And it gives us impetus from all these that we can take shelter of Krishna and we can progress in the path of devotional service, going back to looking for the happiness that we all are looking for. Right? So that's a message coming from Bharat Maharaj. What happened there? Okay, this story. Now, most of you might know already. What's this story? What's going on here? Gajendra, yes. So what's on his feet? Gajendra's feet. It's a crocodile, yes. So all of us have a crocodile at our feet. Whether you like it or not, all of us have a crocodile. There is something that's always, it's like if you have a sand of grain in a bowl of sweet rice, that when you eat it and it comes between your teeth and it has that crunchy, it just spoils the taste of everything. So that's like having a crocodile at your feet. So we all have a crocodile at our feet. Right? And that's what Gajendra was going on. Right? So, but then that's not the message I wanted to bring out from it, the lesson that I got. So let's read a verse, let's see what it is. It's from the 8th canto. Unalloyed devotees who have no desire other than to serve the Lord, worship in Him in full surrender, and always hear and chant about His activities, which are most wonderful and auspicious. Thus, they always merge in an ocean of transcendental bliss. Such devotees never ask the Lord for any benediction. I, however, am in danger. This is Gajendra speaking. Thus, I pray to that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is eternally existing, who is invisible, who is the Lord of all great personalities, such as Brahma, and who is available only by transcendental bhakti yoga. So what do you think he's doing here? Can you think of a message that comes out from this verse? Before I disclose it. Give it a try. Anyone? Surrender. Yes, that's good. That's a good one. Anything else? Anybody's mind? What's the message? Sorry? Believe in Krishna. Yes. Good one. Okay. Yeah. All these are right answers. There's no wrong answers. The important part that I loved about him, when he says, I, however, am in danger. So the message that I got from it is, I need help. We can solve so many problems by just saying, I need help. There's this, I heard the story of devotees when Prabhupada was around, many devotees who used to go out for book distribution, and they would help people to chant the mantra, the Hare Krishna mantra. And then there was one devotee who was distributing books, and he distributed it, and the person to whom he was reciting the mantra, he asked, what does it mean? So the devotee said, I need help. That's the meaning of the Hare Krishna mantra. That's a beautiful way of looking at it. I need help. We're reaching out to Krishna and we're asking for help. And that's what Gajendra is doing at this moment, that he's asking for help. Right? And it's okay to ask for help. Some people say, we don't ask Krishna for help. We should always ask. Prabhupada in his book, there's one book called Raj Yoga. It's a very thin book, 50 or so pages. In the second chapter, Prabhupada says, you should disclose whatever is in your heart to Krishna. Sit down in front of him and tell him, Krishna, this is what's going on in my life. My wife, she said this to me. My husband said this to me. So whatever it may be, you can tell Krishna whatever's in your heart. And that's the way you make a relationship with Krishna. So being vulnerable, as we talked about earlier, I need help. So with this thought, we can fully surrender to Krishna and ask for it. Prabhupada, when Prabhupada was sick for the first time, he did ask his disciples to pray for him. He says, please pray to Narsingh Dev. Tell Narsingh Dev that our master has not fulfilled his mission. Please let him stay for some more time. So there's no harm in asking. But then, similarly, we should be ready what Krishna gives us also. It should not be like, I asked for this thing and Krishna didn't give me, so Krishna doesn't exist. No, it's not that way. As I mentioned earlier, Krishna knows exactly what we want. So that's the mood of Gajendra there, that I need help. That's the mood there. So just as a summary, I will just quickly, so there are modes. I'm sick and tired of this, so we can reach out to Krishna. Second is, never underestimate the power of, I will show them, Dhruv Maharaj. And then, next is, never again, Bharat Maharaj. And then the last one is, I need help. These are the four wonderful messages. And there are so many other messages, I just grasped a few of them. So the Srimad Bhagavatam, this is a discussion between high-minded souls. It's written in Sanskrit. Lot of pictures, lot of stories. We all love stories. That's what the beauty of Bhagavatam is, that it exemplifies the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita with stories. And I just brought out 4 of them. There are so many other of them, right? So either we choose to be in a state of anxiety, as I said, 24-hour news, sensationalize everything, and just imagining, oh my God, will I be alive tomorrow? Recently, you all must have seen the news. Ukraine attacked Russia, on their nuclear facilities. So what's going to happen? Is there going to be a third world war? Will I stay? Will my 401k be okay? Don't know. So, but then when you read Bhagavatam, a completely positive transformation happens. And that's the beauty of Bhagavad Gita, of Srimad Bhagavatam, which it restores our higher self. It gives us that knowledge that we're looking for. Right? So Bhagavatam is teaching us exactly how to deal with all the situations. Right? Whatever psychological condition you might be in, Bhagavatam has an answer for it. We are in a terminal stage. Parikshit Maharaj had only 7 days to live. He went to Sukadev Goswami asking the question, what is my duty? Right? So even if we had a loss in our family, we have a story of Chitraketu. He lost his son. And we have Bharat Maharaj there. Right? So we might have so many problems, but we can always reach out to the Bhagavatam and get the answers for it. Right? So the Bhagavatam it's our only friend and companion. It's an incarnation of Krishna himself. In the first canto, Sukadeva Goswami tells us, right, that when Krishna left this world, he came back as an incarnation in his book form, Srimad Bhagavatam. That's the beauty of the book. So when we take Srimad Bhagavatam home, we are practically taking Krishna home. So my humble request to all of you, if you don't have a Bhagavatam set at home, please take one. So we have a table outside. Please take a Bhagavatam set home, read the Bhagavatam. We are not here for the money. Prabhupada wanted his books to be distributed. He wanted everybody to read the books because we all are going through the same problems. They are no different. The color might be different, the flavor might be different, but the problem is exactly the same. Anxiety, envy, jealousy, whatever it may be. So please take a Bhagavatam if you don't have one. If you have a Bhagavatam at home, my request is, please find a friend whom you could possibly would want to have a Bhagavatam at their home. That's how we spread the message. We become a conduit. If you have it, you become a conduit and give it to others. Then everything works out. That's the beauty of the whole process. That's what Prabhupada did. Prabhupada in the second canto of Bhagavad Gita, he says the spiritual master is a transparent medium. The word transparent means that you can look through him. He's giving you exactly what the previous acharyas have given. So that's what Prabhupada wanted. Prabhupada wanted his books to be distributed wide, far and wide. One day he was having a morning walk and he saw the logo of Sherwin Paints, Sherwin-Williams Paints, I think, which says cover the earth. And their logo is that they have an earth and there's paint falling onto it. That's what Prabhupada said. This should be the logo of the Hare Krishna movement. He wanted the Bhagavatam, his books, to be spread all over the world. So just these two humble requests. If you have one, try to give it to a friend of yours. If you don't have one, take one set. As I said, we're not here for the money. We want the books to go out and to be read. Okay, and with this, I'll end. As I said, Akama sarvo kamava mokshkama udharadi tivrena bhakti yogena yajate purusham param. This comes in the second canto. Whatever you want, just go to Krishna. And Bhagavatam is Krishna himself. Whatever psychological condition you're going through, just go to Krishna in Bhagavatam and you'll have an answer. Thank you very much for patiently listening. If anybody has any thoughts, comments, questions, criticism, you didn't like what I said, happy to hear that now. Yes, Ru. So Prabhu, Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. So you're right, it comes at a much advanced level. You're talking about, so as you say, right, devotees are in three categories. One are casual devotees. We come to the temple sometimes and okay, fine, we listen sometimes. Then some are more like, committed devotees. They're regularly chanting, reading books, do some service. But then a part of their life is still separate from Krishna. But then some devotees are confidential devotees who have surrendered completely to Krishna. And they say, Krishna, everything mine is yours, but you are mine. So there's a loving relationship there. Prabhupada always taught us that you pick up from wherever we are. So you answered your question, yes, sir, Prabhu, that Rupa Goswami is telling us about a pure devotee, Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. But I'm not at a point where I don't have any desires. I have a family, I pay mortgage, I have cars to take care of. So I have to ask Krishna. But then when I go to Krishna with that sincerity, Krishna is okay with it. He never says that, no, you're wrong. Or he says, I'm fine. As long as you're coming to me. That's why I mentioned that verse from the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukrita narjat. Artho jigyasur artharthi jnani. Knowledge, who are looking for knowledge, who are looking for money, who are in distress. Krishna is okay. And he calls them Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukritino. Sukrito means they're pious people. So he's saying people who are coming to me, they're pious. Whatever they may be coming to, I'll figure it out. As long as they're not hard and fast, no, I want exactly this thing. So you have to present the problem in a way that you present the root of it rather than the problem by itself. Right? You can say that, it's happened to me recently, that, oh Krishna, give me a high visibility project at work so that I can get a promotion. Wrong thing to ask Krishna. Tell him, Krishna, I'm missing some enthusiasm at work, some determination, and so can you please help me with that? Then Krishna knows. But if I ask for something specific and Krishna gives me, then I go in misery, and I know that. I'm facing it, firsthand, I know that. Like Prabhupada once, there was a father of a devotee who would come and he would smoke, the father's devotee. And he would always say, Prabhupada, I will leave it, I'll leave. One day he was frustrated and he said, Prabhupada, I'm begging you, please have mercy on me. Can you please take away this? So Prabhupada said, I will be merciful on you. But then don't come back crying if Krishna takes it away in a way that you didn't expect it. So wherever we are, we ask it in that position, Prabhu. Yes. Thank you. Anything else? And anybody mind? Anything that you didn't like what I said? Silence in the room. Yes, Prabhu, please. Yes. That's good, Prabhu. That's a good thought to have. Prabhupada has taught us we should always be fearful of Maya. Never should I ever consider myself strong enough that Maya is not going to affect me. We have seen, live example of devotees at much elevated stage falling off the path. So Prabhupada clearly told us that never ever think that Maya, I'm not afraid of Maya anymore. We should always have a healthy amount of fear for Maya. So that's the thing. Devotees go to drunkards. I have known senior devotees go to bars to distribute books. They do that. But then I'm not at that level. So that's why, as I was saying, it's a user-friendly spirituality. Once I know where I am, and I'm genuine about myself, I'm not trying to put a mask on that, oh, I'm this and I'm so strong. No, I'm weak, I'm vulnerable. Then Krishna comes and helps me out. Just like a kid, right? You have a kid at home, and he keeps putting his finger in the fan. And you say, no, don't do it. And then one time you just let the kid put in there. Why don't you go and put your finger? You'll know what happens. So sometimes Krishna also gives us tiny chastisements just to teach us that, I told you Maya is very strong. Don't go there. So we should not become overconfident in the process. But there is no harm in going. But should I go? That's the question. Yes. Yeah. We do. Yes, bro. We're reaching out. Yeah. Yeah, we do that, Prabhu. Yes. Yeah, we do that, Prabhu. Yes, we do that. However, we always do that with that sense of, that, okay, I know I'm not perfect. I'm just following what Prabhupada taught me. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here. I'm trying to say, no, I'm strong enough, okay, yeah, Prabhupada said in this book that, oh, you can go and do whatever, So, but no. Am I in that position? Am I ready for it? Is the question I have to always ask myself. Otherwise, it can become a bit tricky, and I might actually fall off the path. So at the end of the day, you have to row your own boat, Prabhu. Nobody's going to come. Yeah, you have to be introspective. When I leave, nobody's going to be around me. It's just me and Krishna. Be discussing. Or even better, if I'm lucky enough, my spiritual master might come, when I'm leaving, and he might take me with him, if I'm lucky. But then it's just me alone. So I have to be always thinking, does it affect my bhakti? Is it going to be okay? Okay, I can go and try touching it, but if I feel that, oh no, it's not right for me, I'll take a step back. Probably 10 years from now, I might be strong enough. So yeah, some introspection, Prabhu, as you rightly said. Yeah. Sense it. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. And Prabhupada always taught us to take risks. He was never averse to it. He said, go and take risks. In one, just interest of time, I'll just wrap. So he was giving a talk in a pandal, and somebody just spoke up. Oh, Swamiji, you're giving us all this. You have made Americans devotees. But what about Muslims, And Prabhupada got angry. He says, you want me to preach to Muslims? Yeah, and he sent 2 of his disciples to Pakistan to preach. And then he came to know there was a war going on in Pakistan. And then he called them back. So, yes, Prabhupada was open to taking risks, but he was not blindly taking risks. He knew what's the right place to take risks. Yes. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening patiently. Hare Krishna.
Do I start? I start? I don't know. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Dishatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Shri Radhe Jaya Nitai Gora Sundar Jaya Nitai Gora Sundar Jaya Nitai Gora Sundar Jaya Nitai Gora Sundar Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Valadeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol